So, say you are here in this moment and you kind of fail trend, you'd have like this, right? You'd try to hit the hold level and you'd come and you'd fail like this, and then you'd probably bounce off this. This is where you have another Pandora's box forming, right? Like this is where you're going to see if this is the bottom or not, right? This is where you're going to see if you actually back attack the valley, going back to accumulation and distribution cycles. Are you coming here, or are you attacking this inverse level again? Because that's kind of like the final blow to the face, right? Like that's like the final blow is when you come back and you're in this moment and you've just bounced off the leg and you hit the inverse level, showing you the ladder down, because now all you're doing is laddering against this. So if you can hold this long enough, sure, but the leg is not really something you want to be holding because you're not uptrending. That's where you ask the question of the larger picture. That's where your fractal relevance comes into play. That's where you say, okay, are you technically still laddering off this fractally, or are you setting up a breakdown to this, right? Because you could still do this, right? And just like we looked at on CMT or whatever we were just on, technically, maybe you're still just out in this crazy trend like this. You're not aggressively attacking a trend up here now. You're not aggressively, trying to ladder up a big part of a move. But this is the pattern that happens when moves start, right? That's like the pattern that happens when moves start, as opposed to this is like catching the bottom, like with PHP, how I showed the backside of trend, like backside of trend, or this hold level, like this is the entry right here, right? So this becomes technically you're still laddering when you break the local. Like you can still technically be laddering. This is where you have to do your fractal homework and say, okay, well, what we just lost the local. What's the global showing us? Because if you just lost the local, you probably should have been out of the trade here, or for whatever was showing you failure up in here, like you come back, maybe there's an inverse level right here, and you hit that inverse level and come down, and there's now another inverse level that's created here like this, so that you hit this inverse level, and so you're just laddering down over and over and over. Like this is not somewhere where you'd be wanting to buy, because you have all this time and space, because really you have to break trend. Like that's the goal, is to break trend to put fuel in the engine, right? And all the stuff in between shows you the journey to get there. So really, like if you hit this leg here, like you would just not be touching this. You'd be riding a leg. You could take a chance, but like look at the risk you assume when you buy here, and out here is the break. Like I don't know what that time period is, but it looks long. That's like you're assuming unnecessary risk. Like what's the point? Because you have to break trend. Can you come up to here? Yeah, you can, but you're still going to reject trend, and then you're going to come. So fine, buy this, whatever value is holding here, that's where you can buy. And if you want to take that risk, then you would take it there, like here to break up. You wouldn't be buying, for example, down back here because it's the leg. But can the leg hold into the trend break? Yeah, it can, because it could technically still be holding a higher fractal level. Like what if this level was here, for example? What if this level was right here? And this happens a lot. Like I see this all the time. What happens if you did this instead, and you hit the inverse level and you went like this, and then you went like this? Well, what if you just hit this hold level for the first time? And this is a global hold level, so this is going to give you even a better part of the move. That means distribution globally has ended. So this might be local distribution, right? But that means global distribution just hit its held level, failed, and you actually came back up, right? Like that. Because this happens all the time, and people get stopped out of a trade because they sold the local leg and then they hit the global hold level, and it's just like, oh man, I just got stopped out because I put my sell one side under the leg, because the leg breaks, and technically it should be like one side under the hold level, because then and you rebuy where you think, but so be it. Because if in a technical sense, if the hold level doesn't hold, one sat under the hold level or two or three sats under the hold level, fine. As long as there's not something else there, like some crazy global trend, oops, not like that, but like some crazy global trend, and this is the hold level, and it hits that, and this is a pink level, and you just boost off because this hasn't been hit in 8 months, right? And you're just coming up to trend. You either missed a trend level, or you missed like a natural level, because people don't just arbitrarily put like this is why like there's no such thing as bear traps or bull traps, because people don't arbitrarily just put buys in random spots. There's literally no logic in that. Like if you had 50 Bitcoin, would you just say, oh, our level is down here, let's buy here for no reason? Like you don't even know if this is going to hold. So what the hell is it? Like that's where people are like, oh, I got bear trapped, or I got bull trapped. It doesn't exist. It's pure fluff, because they probably just didn't see the level that was hit. When you break your leg and you're trying to start to set up into the global, like don't see this as this is a failure, because it's not necessarily failure, because you could just be testing this, and it's just like global trend. How good is a local trend break? Just like how good is a local Pandora's box? How good is a global trend break? Well, a global trend break is worth 100% sometimes. Also, is a global hold level. Sometimes a global hold level. Like I don't know, pick a random coin, metal. if you hit a global hold, yes, you bought here, but the trend break didn't happen till out here. So like January 11th all the way to January 23rd. So it was a 14-day thing that you entered, right? So then it's just like, you have to see it all, because it's the balance of decisions between like what level you're going to buy versus trend, because the move can't start until trend breaks. It's as simple as that. Like, you don't just, again, you don't have arbitrary sell spots, just like you don't have arbitrary moves up. Like, there's always a reason why something happens. People with 50 Bitcoin or whatever is moving this market aren't just doing these things for random reasons. I'm sure it's happened once or twice before where some random event has happened, but that's like the 0.01%. That's like the one or two times something has moved for some reason. Chalk it up to being a fat finger most of the time. Okay, so Pandora's box, I would now start putting up the global Pandora's box. You have the hold right here. Come on. You have the hold right there, which is the leg right here. Whoops. Leg, hold. This guy, we're going to do origin level like that. That leg there is a part of that origin level. That origin level is basically the leg because it's a breakout, and the hold would be, well, you know what we can do? We can mark out the higher one. Like that there. Is there another origin level that we need to see in here? There's another one right here. That's going to be different. Right there, next origin level. So you've got the hold and break on that side. You've got the target on this side, which is basically going to be the break level, right? Because that's the breakout level. So you might as well call that the leg, because it's gonna function very much the same. And you'd have the current, right? Because you're hitting a global right now. Before, you were trying to hold the entirety of all this. You can see every hold in here that was hit. Right? You have this one right here. Come on. You have this hold right here, like this, and all the way up. You probably hold this level here. You back tested it right there to try to hold to keep pushing up. You probably then back tested this, which you did, and then you would have back tested this one here, which you did right there. You would have then back tested this, which you did right there, and this guy right here fell right through. That one there you did test and hold. So these hold levels just got destroyed all the way down, right? But that's fine, because it's just distribution after a big push up to an origin level, and then it's going to break that and have another one. This could just constantly break out and keep testing that level over and over and over and over. That's the level you short on this, and then so forth and so forth. And you would have had this here, like this right here, and this would have been the break right here. So that's how you would have got there, right? And then so you lose this leg right here, and you break down the move to the next hold level. So really, you're trying to hold that, and so you're creating a Pandora's box inside of here like this. You have that there, which was already tested against this. So you're kind of at the bottom of the range here, looking to hold this level outside of that to break above, to recover to this level here against this hold. So when you do target this leg of the move inside this box, when you do target that, like you're holding a global level right now, right? So you're actually holding a global level, which is the big hold. So this should hold at least until you can see, and we can even go a little deeper here, I guess. All right, so you do have the hold level gets hit. It's now bouncing off this level again, which is going to have this here, somewhere here. It's very much it's the exact same level. There's no difference here. So right now, like on Grosso coin, you're wedged between the inverse and the global hold. So most likely you'll hold this 46.40 level. If you lose this, you probably dump down.
Hey everyone, how's it going? As you know, I'm now giving out some of this content for free that I was otherwise charging for the past little while. Yeah, drop a donation, subscribe to the channel, join Patreon. You'll get access to Discord. Great way. Lots of top level traders in there, people who are doing this for a career every single day. So go to Patreon, join a tier, get access to Discord. Go on Reddit, talk about future of trading, talk about the science of trading, talk about cotton candy, socials, everything you can. Let's help this thing grow. It's the way you guys can thank me for giving out this content for free that I was otherwise charging money for. So I'll leave a Bitcoin address on the screen. I'll leave the Patreon address on the screen. Just do something to help out. Okay, thanks guys. Take care.